Good morning, dear presidents and government leaders of all countries. Dear citizens of this planet Earth, dear families and dear business owners. So this is the part 2 of the department 2, and it's for business owners. And for the government leaders, the presidents and other government leaders that can already turn them into law, will be really great, because then you're a step ahead to have the international constitution approved. So the first thing is for business emails. That one actually is for home as well. During these 10 years, all the emails cannot be deleted, because it's important for us to don't write too much and really pay attention what we are writing. And everything the person will do will use the email. A family or business asking for a service, or communicating someone that something is not right, or communicating the city, the county to fix something. So we'll be there on the email for any needs that will be there. After those 10 years, because those 10 years are really, really important for everyone. After those 10 years, I think we can maybe every 2 years or 4 years, we're still deciding about that, or every 5 years, we will see. Because it's very important for people to don't write anything. Pay attention, read one more time before they send an email to anyone, even to school teachers or to their own teachers. It's very important. Or for the business owners to send an email to their staff members, and so on. So this way we will be safe. For government leaders, for garden department directors, for everyone to really pay attention. So what we need is to have an email with a very good capacity, because we are going to have pictures in it, send files, send reports for activities, for everyone, for families to keep, and also for garden department directors to send information. So we need that. So the street market, I already said that maybe we're not going to have street markets or tents all over, because they're not needed, not sustainable. On Saturday and vacation days, small shop markets will be authorized to open, so they can open 2:15 to 7 o'clock on summer days, and 2:15 to 6:15 on winter days. I think that's good, and people can go home because it will be cold, and they can enjoy their families as well. Welding business, that is a very important situation. We have to see how we are going to deal with that, what we're really going to need on future years, because right now we are going to have everything we need, but we are also avoiding all those things that use fire or flame somehow. All items produced of all types will be really strong and durable, and will have the minimum time they have to last. It's mandatory that all property owners in plazas, business plazas, and everywhere, they are going to take care of their own sidewalk, the street sidewalk. Sweep if needed, take care after strong rain that brings some debris, or after strong winds. They have to go out, and on the following day after the big storm, and clean up, sweep or send staff over and clean up themselves. And we are going to have the city truck, the county truck, blowing the breeze to avoid, because we are not going to have everyone with blowers. So we are just going to have this blower truck that will pass. I think it's sustainable to pass like twice a month or so. I think that's sustainable. Blowing things, even sand, anything that will be on the streets, back to the properties. They're not going to sweep the dirt. They are going to send out. And for anyone that sees a debris on the street or even plastic or things that might happen a little bit for our startup, they have to contact the customer service of the county, because then will be one email for everyone. They have to do that because that's very important for them to check the cameras. So the government gonna be able to check the cameras, the city cameras, the street light cameras, and also the security guards, the police. They have to be able to check those cameras, in a very easy and efficient way for any complaint of residents. Even for parents that don't know where their children are or their teenagers, more like teenagers, they can check them out. Someone came to the community, they don't know who it is, it's not a resident, was entered the community, or, because some people, we have to be careful, we have to pay attention. Is he, she, a resident or not? How came in? During the building time, during these 28 weeks, and also after. Call right away, and right away the security guards have to check the camera and have an idea how the person got in, jumped the wall or came in the front, while that community or that place didn't have a proper gate yet, a front gate and things like that. Distribution centers. So we are taking the food out and having only at distribution centers because first people they buy only what they need and not what they look nice. So we are going to have that. Every county will have a distribution center and a mill. Those things are important. And also production of oil of their own local seeds or nuts, whichever is more sustainable, because we need some as well, right? The best is to eat the nuts itself, but a little bit it's okay if it's sustainable. It's forbidden to open night or different hours that are not established. So the night, it's up to the restaurants and even hotels. People have to be back in the hotels on time. So in summertime we can open. I think the best sustainable it's 8 o'clock for if it's still daytime, because people can enjoy the city, right? If they're traveling, if it's summertime, or even up to 9, they can eat out. We're still thinking about that. But from 9 to 6 o'clock is curfew. Curfew for everyone, because we don't need places open at night for no reason. Everybody, we already have a spouse. We don't need any of the nightclubs and all these places open at night for no reason. No need. Everyone will have their own families, so people will be where already they have to be. If they're traveling, they go to a hotel. If they're home, they go home. And the only people that can leave earlier are the people that are taking airplanes during the day. So that's the only bus that will leave the community from the farthest point to the airport and can start picking up people early. Nobody else. And the drivers. So the drivers, right? The drivers in general. And for people to catch up airplanes early, because we want to do the most flights as possible during the day. And only faraway flights can go at night. And we're also going to have some restrictions of night flights during the week or non-vacation days because they're not needed. So we have to focus on those things because they will be better for us, right? Okay. Business owners will purchase their things online the same way as the families. For now, the 28 weeks will be a little different because, for example, construction sites will order a lot right now because many people will be remodeling, building new ones for families that need, but not for after. After will be very, very seldom, only for houses that need new painting, a new fixing here and there, or they were destroyed by a natural disaster or something else. But that will be really random because we're building agroforestry on places that are hurt too much with natural disaster and take people away from there because that's the only way. So there's no sense to keep people in some islands, some coasts that have too many natural disasters. Let's take the families out, clean up all their homes, and build agroforestry. Leave them there. They will grow, be strong, and leave them there. And the other thing is all homes will be really, really strong. Really, really strong. And it's forbidden to build slums on hills, on mountains, and they slide over and, wash away everything when a strong rain comes. So all will be forbidden. As I said, people cannot move out of their own county and go to a big city and live on a street just because a big city for one reason or another. They have to be at the county they decided or the county the organization sent them according to their previous practices and stay there forever. Future generations stay there. And this is also good for spiritual evolution, for people to have an idea where they have been. It's very important for their future lives for them to already feel more sad instead of move. That's not good for spiritual evolution. It's better for us to choose a place and be on that place. And everyone can travel, to other states, other countries, according to our guidelines. Items to share. So there are very few items can be done one for the whole state, such as refrigerators and things that will change every many years. And then they will come using the trains. That's our idea. So for everything else, they're going to produce and use at their own county. Okay, here's some items that are forbidden to produce once we don't need them anymore. Easels for drawing, for painting. We can paint on tables, on floors, on grasses. It's more sustainable. It's forbidden to produce any office rolling chairs, like new ones. And the very sustainable ones, with small paddings, we can keep for now. But not the very bulky padding, we can't. And also laptops, iPads, tablets, video games, all forbidden. It's also mandatory for computers made and used to have a whole screen video for the camera monitor and security guards. So everyone that will be typing anything will have the little camera connected so security guards can check if needed on a future. They will have access to it. Oh, that person really wrote that email. That email was honest. Oh, that email was honest. So it's important that schoolwork. Oh, it really was the person that did that schoolwork. The person did not pay others to do it. We are not having skates or skate parks in a city or paid. They are not sustainable and not needed. So, but very small ramps, maybe 1/2 meter or 1 meter, we're still thinking about if that we will allow or not. So, calendar use. We are not printing calendars of all types because they're not needed, not sustainable. Every adult will have a calendar at their cell phones, and every child and teen will know the date is with their parents on vacation days and at school because they're going to be going to school every day, so they will know. And all parks with authorized rafting will be described, with all details and things they can and cannot have. Non-sustainable furniture we have to pass on, like bulky furniture for business owners as well. Roasted nuts, we will roast only the ones that are really needed, such as pistachios for them to open up, as the ones that are really important. And for all others, we are going to avoid because we have more nutrients for those that are not roasted and less machines. So, no chips of any type, or even the organic, non-GMO like we have nowadays selling all over. No bake items because that's not sustainable as well. People can only use until they're picked up, until the pickup day, okay? And use the best they can of things they have at home, because after that they can not bake anything. So if they have any flour of any type, go ahead and use it. If needed, they can freeze, some little cupcakes or something, muffins, right? But freeze them, and because we are going to have the pickup day for everyone. No flowers, nowadays we have flowers of so many types, they also not needed, not sustainable, because you're not going to bake anything. People are going to create things on the stove, and they can even do sometimes desserts, but raw or cooked on the stove, not baked. All business owners and all families will pay a quantity value for their country, for their needs, and also quantity to the organization. The needs are exactly the same for everyone, for the year. For the organization, I'm still thinking how much would be really sustainable for each family to pay per year. And if it will come from taxes, or every family every year when they get registered and re-register, if they will pay that. For example, every January of each year, or if the money gonna come from taxes. So we're still deciding that, to the organization, how that will, because we have to pay staff members as well. So the organization needs money as well. Everyone that's recycling materials, and they will be used along future years, such as some types of metal and plastic and things like that, they have to store them properly. Some of them even gonna need AC for them to last better, depending on the area they are and humidity they have on the area. And they will need to have a proper show properly everything they have, and how it's being used, because as they are being used, some will return, but some won't. But we have to be really organized with those business owners and offer those details as well. All business owners for now will do their tariff twice a year. So January and July. Why? For them to practice, and for the organization and their government to see that everything is okay, that was done, because some people right now are gonna use sell a lot of items, like construction items, because they're building all these new homes, also furniture, but on the future they're gonna have almost nothing. So it's very important for now. Business owners can also change their business by the end of the 28 weeks, before the end of the 28 weeks, because of these big changes. So right now they might have thousands of staff members, and on the future very few, because everything will be already built, right? So business owners can evaluate, already make a plan, make a decision by the end of the 28 weeks. They can do that. So taxes will be for these 10 years, will be like that, twice a year. After that, I still don't know if we will continue this way, after the 10 years or not. So, but we will let you know. For the producers, so it's also forbidden for books to have animals doing human things, humans doing animal things, and it's also forbidden to talk about or even create artificial intelligence, because that's not needed, like robots as humans, or put ear speakers inside people's ears and tell them what to do, like some organizations nowadays we know they do that. So it's forbidden to go to other planets and send space shuttles or anything. And we have to clean up the space. So the countries that send things that's still there, not being used, have to pay and clean them up. Because there's no sense for us to pollute space as well, right? We have to clean up. Satellites that not being used and everything else. It's forbidden to go to other planets, not needed, not sustainable, and everything that was left on them, the people that send them, countries that send them, have to go pick them up and bring them back. Because we're not going to pollute the whole universe. Planet Earth is already very well polluted, we have to clean up, and other planets as well. Okay, it's mandatory. So if you're president listening this right now, just make into law and get arrangements and clean up everything you have out of space. Also the water. We are not going to have stations, in water, or people having stations in other countries, or based, right? Base, military base, or any type of base in water or in other countries, because that's not sustainable, my friends. We have to work for peace. It's really enough, right? Instead of thinking all the time about fighting, or, have those, or worry so much about guarding their territory. My friends, the land, all the land there is belongs to God and Mother Nature. All land there is. Not to a country, not to a president, not to an organization, because what happens is the land, earth, and the universe was created by God, by the superior force. And it's up to us to take care and use it properly. So it's not the limit. It's just for us to get organized, for us to know better. But now everyone's gonna have the same rules. Small countries gonna be together. We have to be better on that. And we're not producing. So we're still talking about producing items. We are not producing anything to be sent out of space. And satellites gonna last forever. We're just gonna make very good ones, only the ones that are really needed, and that's it. Okay, so it's forbidden. I'm talking about different items for producers, right? Business owners and producers. So fidget spinner, forbidden. Slimes, all the synthetic clays and things for children, they say is good for attention disorder, but in reality, it's not what they need. They need to be outside and play and have fun and plant and have proper PE, not too much academics and things like that. So corn, families gonna plant their own corn and yuca and things, not going to be made all these corn items that's sold nowadays. And for restaurants, here's an improvement. If there is a school next day, they have to close by 7 p.m. If there's no school next day, they can open until 8 p.m. But the staff members can't be going home 9 or 10. They have to go like 8:15, 8:10, just a few minutes just to close down. They have to be cleaning up ahead of time. So owners need to hire staff on a proper needs. So no one gonna be late at night working, cleaning up, or cleaning team that come afterwards. They are going to work during the day, and for special cleaning, they can even do in the mornings when, they can hire people in the morning. And of course, restaurant's going to be clean. It's not going to have food all over the floor, right? We have to improve because I saw a few things, but we have to improve and wash really well on certain days. So it's forbidden to produce oxygen tank for diving. It's not needed. What we know about the ocean is enough and is plenty. We don't need anymore. So oxygen tank, gas tank, space shuttles, own currency, all this is forbidden. Travel to other planets, online ads, paper flyers, business cards, and home advertisement. The other thing is mail. Mail, regular mail in letters, forbidden because not needed. Not needed. People send to their family boxes. Their family gonna live with them, and far away family members that they do not live in the same county, they are going to renew. Because it makes no sense for all these airplanes and trucks and vans and cars going all over countries distributing letters and advertising junk mail. Junk mail? No, can't do it. Junk mail. So all forbidden because that's the most sustainable practice for everyone. So we are going to give maybe 10 days notice, and no one can mail anything new anymore. So everything the person gonna have online can print at their educational site or at the city office, and documents they're gonna pick up by themselves at the city office. We don't need mail. What we need mail for? People gonna walk to the bank, to the city office, and get the papers they need. That's the right way, okay? Okay, now we have a few items for volunteer teams working during the 28 weeks. So everyone will be working for the whole 28 weeks on the same activity, and they can change only if that activity is completed, because that's important. When everything is done on that area that the team were doing, if they're able to do some more, and if they're also up on time with their English learning and things like that, they can sign up for another team that's still available. So it's forbidden to use perfume and cologne on those working teams during these 28 weeks. And also families that can will pay extra for families that cannot, such as school fees and things like that, until we are more organized and people will follow the list of prices. So reusable drinking water bottle cannot be carried around. But some businesses that people are going to stay outside a lot, or school educational sites, they can have them. Gloves will only be used where really, really needed for safety purposes, like some construction areas, some land cleanup, that they're going to be touching things. All gloves will be washable and reusable or recyclable, or we have to find a way so nothing will go to landfills anymore, even for surgeries. We have to find a way to have the type of rubber that can be recyclable or something. Reusable water bottles can only be used inside the businesses from staff and inside educational sites. For business, only if it's really needed. And for educational sites, because people will be working the gardens, they can have as well. And by the end of the day, they have to be empty. So they can calculate how much water everyone is drinking. But in the morning, they are empty. And people can fill them up. To avoid any situation of people putting things on them, when they're not seen. And the cameras will be on at all times, and people will be checking those cameras. We have to. They're very important. During these 28 weeks, if rains, people will have transparent rain coats so they can continue working for most of it, exception for like roofs and things like that. We need the real sun, clear sky. But for many other teams, for almost all teams, we can continue our work if it's not raining too strong, of course. If needed, if it's really strong or a storm, people can go inside, wait, get out, and continue their work. We have to be strong with our schedule, so everyone will already have the schedule they will be assigned to. So people that study and work and volunteer, there are three things, right? So for those that already know English, so they have priority on volunteer work for all these first weeks, because we will really need them to lead the teams. And all others that have to work, they have to go and study on the other period. And also those that already have some money to maintain themselves, they can also volunteer and study. So instead of working a period and for money, they will volunteer in one part of the day, and the other part of the day they will study English if they still don't know much yet. Everyone will have 4 or 5 hours of work and study and volunteer. So depending, because some places are warm and daytime at 6 o'clock in the morning, and some it's 7 and it's still dark. So we'll have everyone that will sign up to volunteer or study in the morning, they're gonna have their hours there. Because just for us to start in a safe way, because to volunteer and work outside, we need sun, right? And work on the daytime. Everyone to work will know exactly where they're going. They will have the proper address, the work position, all details and safety. The videos they have to watch ahead and know exactly what they will be doing. And they cannot miss. If they are volunteer for all that weeks until the work is completed. So people will be invited to volunteer according to their past practices, as I said before, but also according to their expertise, their knowledge in one thing or another. So they will be helping or they will be team leaders. And it's very important for everyone to know all details and for drivers to have a printed map of the location if needed, in case it's far away or if it's in a rural area or, depends, or mountains, because some plantations we have to put down, or in the woods, many plantations of bad things, we have to put it down and burn. So in case the person miss connection, cell phone connection, is very important to have everything written down, the directions, the map, all printed. So everyone will be safe. Radios, in case they need, type of radio, not only focus on internet access, because some places do not have. So it's very important. Also for volunteers, bringing indigenous people or cleaning those farms, as I said, and things like that. It's forbidden for any volunteer to bring food from home. What we are going to do is that each volunteer group will eat in a restaurant or another assigned location. So everyone will eat the food that will be offered, because we can't have everyone bringing bags. And many people, the best as possible, they're going to run in the morning until the location they have to work. So if it's in a reasonable distance, depends of the work, they're going to run, because run is very important for us. Walk, run is very important. Also for schools, Also for conferences, we are going to walk, we are going to run and avoid bus pickup and van pickups the best as possible, because it's important for us to be exercising and breathing fresh air and things I said before. And take sun, because that's important to be talking and enjoy the view. Children and teens will stay at school the whole day until the time the parents come back. That's 6 o'clock. They will come on the last bus, or they will walk together. Everyone from the same community will walk together to be safe. Bus will be offered only where is really needed, because it's better to have schools even in rural areas than have people taking bus all the time, because that's not sustainable. So they have to go home only when by the time the parents will be there, because parents will be really busy, right? And by the time they're home, it's going to be 6 o'clock. So let's focus on that. And every school have to release their students all together, all school ages together, so one help each other. And preschool is going to be really close by. We're going to have preschools all over, really close by, because then they're safe and they can stay open till 6:15. I think that's reasonable for parents to work. So parents can work till 5:50 or so, can get home, or till 5, depends the location. So we're going to check all these details to be really organized, and parents going to assign for jobs that they can also have time to pick up their children on time, because it's better to have children safe, having fun, playing, and they have their rest, lunchtime, like preschool children, and they have some rest after lunch. They can sleep for a whole hour because they get up really early. All this is important, but they're safe. They're safe, they're happy, having fun, instead of anyone of any age going home, be alone, don't know what's going on. So we're not going to have that situation, okay? And parents will arrive home before their children. It's very important for us to be checking all those timelines, mostly for elementary children. And the others, if it's 5 minutes difference, it's kind of okay, but no more than that. It's very important for us to already start having what we will have for millennia, for children to be safe. We need to have safe children, teens as well, because we have to know what they're doing. If they're going to stop somewhere or not, they have to come straight home after school. That's what they do. And young adults will volunteer with their parents. So in the same situation, depending if the family needs money or not, they're going to be working. But if they have some extra money, they're going to be volunteering or even working for housing and things that are needed. So everyone will sign up, work for volunteer or work for money, okay? During the 28 weeks, it's also very important for people on your team, don't be asking too much about the other person, because sometimes the person came from a very bad situation. Be in a street, living on a street, or, miss the whole family for one reason or another. So focus on the present. So the same way as for a family that arrived to a new community, the same way will be for volunteer teams. Focus on the present. Good morning. How are you doing? Have smiles. Have good tone of voice. Be enthusiastic. Hey, how are you doing? How was your lunch? Things like that. Try to focus on simple, objective questions. How are you doing? Having a great day? How are you feeling? Things like that. Come on, we let's do this. Let's get it done, and not asking much about their past or where they came from or which country. In the future, people will say what they want, but so they don't feel intimidated, and also because the organization knows, the organization volunteers that are scheduling everyone to go to one or to another position, they know about the past of those people. But some people suffer a lot, really suffer a lot. And some people did wrong things and they're having a second chance. And some people have awesome things to share. So we are going to blend teams and races and people coming from different situations to balance out all the volunteer teams the best as possible. So we have to be careful what we ask and how we are, and also try to be friendly, try to be kind. Those are great gifts. When volunteering or working for money, right, during these 28 weeks, it's very important for everyone to be really polite, really respectful, very, very important for anything those people will be doing or how they look. It's very important for us to have high standards for this work. Also be really clear and articulate, because some teams right now, even that on their own language, they can work or volunteer because they need, but we will need everyone's help for now. But to be really clear, articulate well, and speak English the best as possible, of course, but some teams, if they already speak some English, go ahead. But it's very important for people to understand. Have a question, raise your hand. Have a question, raise your hand. Ask the team leader couple. So every morning they're going to gather in a circle, right? And go over just a few things, because the work will be repeated over and over, but they're going to go over. So today we're going to focus on this, on that. The team leader will say a few words. Any question? And then people have to ask right there if they have a question. And of course, if later if appears another question, it's okay, but it's very important. Like I'm bringing those videos to you, to articulate really well, be clear, speak with strong voice, not like that, because it's very important for the team to work, the team leaders and also the assistants or the whole team. At the end of the day, do you have anything to report? Yes or no? Anyone got hurt? Yes or no? Everyone's feeling well? Yes or no? Did you see anything harmful? Or did you see something you have to be improved? Yes or no? So those items and quite a few other questions going to be at the Peace app. And the team leader needs to ask everyone present with a clear tone of voice. This is very important, because maybe someone saw something hazard or not right, not done right. So the helpers, the assistant, need to trust the team leader, and the team leader needs to do their work really properly. But if in case he miss anything, so the assistants have to tell, look, I saw this, I saw that. Even that they don't know, but to say right there, because the team leader couple will take note. They have the places to check up, just check up, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But if it's something different, or a person, or an object, or a weird trash, or a bag from nowhere, anything that you think that is not right, you have to tell right at the moment. So those 2 moments going to be a circle, a very few minutes, but they need to go over the checkup list at the Peace app. The other thing, it's the reports. So the team leader will do the report right away, the basic report right away before go home. Because when they get home, they have children, they have dinner, they have showers, they have a whole bunch of things. So they will sit together, the couple. In 5 or 10 minutes, they have it done. If the couple, it's authorized to have 2 cell phones, one can do one part, can do the other part, but they have to be combined, like forward the notes, to have a proper reports, and it's 1 report per couple, not 2, okay? And they also have to submit pictures and very short videos of their work. So for some, we're going to ask, depending what it is, going to ask for 4, we're going to ask for 10 mini short videos of their work along the day for us to follow what's going on, such as constructions, community gardens, agroforestry, planting, many makeover, house makeover, city makeover, streets, or new lamps, street lamps, anything, and some pictures. But for some, needs mini videos, and then you download, put on Peace app, and then you clear at home. Then you can do it at home. You clear up space on your cell phone, because you're not going to have this work pictures and videos on your cell phone, because that will be too much, right? So you download, make sure it's there, make sure again, check twice, and then it's okay, they're there. All right, then you can go to your phone at home or right there if you have time and delete, because it's not needed to keep so many. You can keep one or another, but you have access to the reports you made at the Peace app, so you don't have to worry about on this day, that day, they will be on Peace app. So you won't have your cell phone with so many things, because at home, many other things, then everybody will be parents, and with parents things and family things, and a lot to get done. So work is work and family is family, so let's try to get organized this way. Okay? All right. Okay, the other thing, badges need to be used every single day. Every single day. It's very important. So people will scan at arrival, and they will scan before they leave their volunteer work or work, right? For those 28 weeks. That's very important. It's the same lanyard, the same badge they will be using at their work site, or if they're student, like young adults, will use from the school. And every badge needs a picture, not a tiny picture, but the most as possible that can fit in a card, with just a little space, for a little margin around the picture. But the picture will cover a good part of the card, all around on that side, like a third or so space, big picture, and the name, first and last name, going to be written in bold and the biggest as possible as well. And the name of the place they work or they study. So we will have this information, and also a barcode, we're still thinking, or a QR code. The other thing is very important for assistants to have good communication between themselves. Ask, talk, mention, communicate, say hi, how you doing? All those things are very important. Articulate really well, not only with the team leader, but between themselves. Oh, are you doing this? Or I'm doing that? Okay, all right, come, let's go together. And not talking only to their spouse, because couples will already be working together. So the only exceptions for young adults that are still living with their parents, they're going to be by themselves. But for everyone else, 22 years old and older, will already have their spouses, and they have to communicate with other people as well, not only with their spouse, if they are in the same team doing the same thing, of course. Okay? Clothing. So it's very important for everyone to have enough clothes to work, because we will already have the schedule for the laundry rooms on the best way as possible already as a regular work week for after the 28 weeks. But now we will have all these work clothes that for many assignments, many teams need to be washed daily. That includes recycle centers, because they will be recycling many different things, the wind come, and for landfills, construction need to be washed daily, because can be harmful dust, like cement, dust from constructions can be harmful. So we have to be clean the best as possible. For street cleanup depends the country and if it's just like regular debris from trees or if it's really other things. And people that are cleaning up slums and all those things. So according to what will be stated at each video for each team, you have to do it. And people need to have enough clothing, because if they cannot use the laundry room, if it's too busy, people can wash at home and hang them, but they need to have enough. So it's very important for people to be really clear. I do have enough clothes. I do not have enough clothes. It's very important. And also for gloves, some people can have 2 sets of gloves, because if they have to wash by hand, it won't dry on time. If they have machines, of course, they have dryers, but some countries don't have dryers. So we have to have really attention with all these details for the organization volunteers to sign up these people and make sure they have everything they need. The other thing is for shoes and tennis, work boots or rubber boots. So those are the basic type of shoes we are going to use, and which ones people can use or cannot use. So every other detail for safety, every team will have theirs, and they have to pass on tests. So the tests are very important because we need that, tests to make sure they know, because some people were not eating healthy, were not working out, their brain is still very slow. So we have to make sure that people that are going to the sites are clear about safety, about what they have to do, all details, and retain information. So send the test, 2 days later send the test again. So we will have 4 weeks, right, taking care of our own gardens, our own house cleanup. So people need to be smart, and the organization volunteers will be checking how long that person took to take that test, and get the smarter ones for better positions. They can even have better money. But this is very important because some people are lethargic. They were not having even children, because of those things I just said. They take time to think. So when everyone will be taking their test, gonna show how many minutes they took, and send again and send again. Some places, with high needs of safety, send them our test and get the smarter ones. So those 4 weeks will be really important for the organization volunteers to be checking all these details, where to put each couple to work for money or for volunteer, but they have to be really, really safe. Everyone is to work really in a safe condition. That's very important. It's the first thing, it's safety. Which proper tool to use for each thing, when to say no. We're not going to test people because that's not needed and it's really not positive. But on the test, we have to do. If you find this and that, what you're going to do? If you see this and that, what you're going to do? We have to put the situations on the test, but not on the field, on the work field, because that's not needed. So, and for regular shoes or tennis shoes, everyone will wear tennis shoes. No flip-flops, forbidden to use flip-flops for work. We're going to use proper tennis shoes for everyone, everywhere. Boots or non-slip boots, or non-slip shoes, or rubber boots, white rubber boots for all garden work. And that's very important. And also white rubber boots for many cleaning situations that can include, or if it's not too warm, they need to be safe, so they won't carry germs on their boots. They're gonna use the same boots every day, and they will be washed on Friday with like the white boots. Easy, put a little bleach to disinfect well. Okay, the other thing that's very important is the socks. everyone will have proper socks. In my opinion, the best socks are the cotton socks with elastane, the elastics, and a little bit of synthetic. It's okay because of the elastics they need. But everyone needs to have clean socks every single day. Why? Because we know vegan people don't have stinky feet, right? But some people were eating really bad and their feet have fungus, have different things that gonna take some time for them to get adjusted and be healthy. So the job, the position, the team, the work team for work or for volunteer need to provide the white rubber boots, some work boots, because it will make sense. Instead of these people be carrying all those boots home, it's going to be really organized in a shelf and clean socks every single day. So at the end of the day, what they do, everyone will put their socks and they can put their work vest there. And of course, we need dryers at these places. So dryers from homes will be sent to those locations, even that afterwards won't be needed. But right now for construction, for recycle centers, for slums. So every day the people will have a clean shirt, or maybe even if it's worth it, clean pants on their size, and clean socks. And in different weeks, different couples, or always the same couple will be helping. You're gonna finish their work a few minutes early, so all the boots will be washed or disinfect depending on the situation, one way or another. Okay, so everybody will be clean and fresh and be able to start a new day. Also for gloves. So instead of everyone bringing very dirty gloves home, maybe it's better to wash right there, have a dryer for everyone right there, and they can change their clothes right there. It makes sense. Or their vests, because some people will be working close to streets and places. Some people need vests so we can see really well where they're located. Or colorful t-shirts or colorful collar shirts. So we are sure that everyone will have clean clothes next day. And one couple can also, as I said, finish early to wash those things, and one couple can always arrive a little early to take them and fold them from the dryer or something like that. So we are really organized, on time, everything on a shelf with their names and number for everything. And if it's needed, people can get a blue pen and write it. The boot number, the name of the person, and the gloves, and for everything else. Okay? I think those are great ideas, so we will be safe and clean. The other thing is about the breaks. So people will go to other locations during lunchtime to study or to work for money or whichever. People that have money, already have enough money and already know English, yes, they can work the whole day. They need the proper breaks, of course, like everyone else, and they can. That's fine. They can work the whole day, up to 10 hours a day, no more. Or depends on the work, will be 8 hours and not 10. So it depends, because some jobs are really easy. Right, people sit a little bit, walk a little bit, like to receive new families, to sign up, or this and that, and if their children, if they have young children or not, as soon as they are home on time, that's fine. They can work 10 hours if it's sustainable, but for hard work, it's better keep on 8 hours. I think that's sustainable, so we can handle these 28 weeks in an easy, healthy, and positive way. Because some work are hard. People are going to work hard. Even that they're going to have many benefits from it, but this is very important. The other thing is the mask needs to be thick and really round for construction, for landfill cleanup, and even for some areas like streets or some slums that are really dirty, shanty homes and things like that. People need proper masks to avoid anything that's from the area, bacteria, viruses, or dust from construction. So they need a proper mask, the best as possible. Even that's not the best for them to breathe, but to keep them safe. And they wash their masks as well. So masks will be in cotton, because that will be easier to be washed and placed in the dryers. That's very important for us to be, as I said, safe at all times. Everyone needs to wash their hands before they leave those places that are very dirty, as I said, with the nail brush. Very, very important. So they won't be bringing those things home or talking or touching their phones and do other things with dirty hands. So they wash right there really well, cameras right there, supervising them every time they go to the bathroom, and at the end of the day before they leave. At the end of the day, they have to wash their nails. And for some other jobs, of course, they have to wash before as well, like restaurants, and they will be serving food for those working teams. Breaks during the 28 volunteer weeks. So we will start our 28 weeks soon after the conferences with the headquarters, and we will stop during the school breaks, the weeks that are already planned. So we have 1 week for spring on the north hemisphere and 1 week for fall, right, on the south. That will be combined, the same. And then July, everyone will have 4 weeks, even the south hemisphere. So there's no school for 4 weeks, but we don't need that much. So we will have, the volunteers going to have 2 weeks vacation. I think that's sustainable. Because soon after, in September, we're going to end the 28 weeks. So we will have 2 weeks in July. I think that's the best. The parents that will be working, their grandparents can watch their children if they're safe, really safe. If the grandparents are also volunteering or working, and then the children will go to school. So this way, the schools will have 2 weeks break, the teachers or the staff, 2 complete weeks for everyone. I think that's really great, right? Okay, and then we start, and soon after, in September, we complete the 28 weeks. Materials for the 28 weeks. So it's very important for everyone to have their materials, everything needed before they are there. Everything with all details. We are not going to have orders in the middle of work. The team leaders need to plan ahead. For the whole 2 weeks, the whole month, depending what it is. We need this, we need that, and that. We're not going to send anyone at any time in the middle of a week or in the middle of a work hours to pick up items. They're not needed, not sustainable, and not safe. We are not going to have people leaving their site. This is very, very important. From little screws, little patching items, or construction, or big items, and water containers, or everything, we need to be ahead, at least 4 weeks with everything we need. It's very important. The teams that need, they're going to have a special couple just in charge of helping the team leaders to make sure they have everything. That's okay if it's needed, because some places going to need many, many details, like construction. From bare land until it really is complete, it's many, many details of all types you can imagine. So we're going to have the main leaders and also many other leaders for different areas. for the flooring, for the wall, for the electricity, for solar panels. Gonna have other, they're gonna be leaders also, but under one main couple. That, of course, is the best of the whole area on that area. And people, team leaders, need to be leaders. They cannot just be sitting, looking, make things happen, let things happen. We cannot have the leaders. They have to be leaders. Check, look, have good energy, feeling good, and check again and look again. Hi, know people's name, read their badges and learn, their first name and last name, and learn every day a bit more, and look again and go back, because some people work only when there is someone checking them, right? So the team leaders need to be really smart and fast and have good energy and be really healthy to be checking. Okay, now they go back. Okay, they go to another building and here and there and go inside and check again, because all those things are very important. Leaders are leaders. They need to have a leading position. The other thing is like security guards. Security guards gonna do their job really properly. So in the morning when people are coming, they're not just going to let them come. No, they have to sign in right there, check their badges, check and check, even that they go there every day, because we don't know. We have to make sure, look, their eyes seem okay. They don't feel weird. So all this is really important. Every site gonna have security guard couples. They will be checking. Check they feel okay, talk to them, say hi, everything seems good. Look their eyes, the white part of their eyes, see if it's okay, or if it's like because some people have some problems, if they're drinking or not. We're not going to sell, but who knows? We have to be safe. So we really need security guards that do their job properly. Check their badges, sign in right there beside them. If needed, because some construction is going to be so long, if needed, they're going to sign in again when they have their team leader in a trailer or in a room. But they have we have to be safe at all times. So security guards can say hi, but avoid any type of personal conversation, but can say hi to see how the other person is doing, right? But there's a limit right there. Not too little, not too much. And even that they saw them 100 times, they cannot leave during work hours. They cannot arrive too early. They cannot leave early or later. So it's very important. Everyone gonna have their proper schedule. Even that the security guards already know everyone. They have to do everything that's asked. Not sitting, look in the sky, doing nothing. Check, work. Okay, so as soon as everyone got in, what they're gonna do? They're going to close the gate. Everyone got in. All the workers got in. Close the gate. And they're going to be working, checking the cameras. They have to work and check the cameras. So, very, very important. They're not going to be doing nothing. They have to do their work. Security guards don't change position. Don't go to other place. They're going to, during the 28 weeks, they are going to do the same thing over and over until that job is completed. Their construction or the landfill is done. And then they get a new position as offered or as asked by the organization according to the capacity. So everyone is to be willing to be available. Yes, whichever you need. Whichever the organization need, I'm here. I'm here for you, for this planet Earth to be better. Or can you do this, and that? Okay, so as soon as you finish this work, for how many weeks are needed, you go to this other work position. It's very important for us to be available, because that's what I'm doing with myself, being available. working at least as possible for money, but have this work completed fast, and the best I can, even that I cannot leave my children, my teen, my work, cooking, offering food and laundry and cleaning the best as possible. We have to be on this position of being available. That's very important and safe at all times. So just to be really clear, the people that are working in large areas, properties, they have to sign in with the security guard couple, and then they sign in again with the team leader. As I said, the trailer room or at the wall or somewhere, they sign in with their fingerprint and not with their badge. That's very important, or both. Or take a picture every time they slide, or even at the doors or gates, depending the place it is. When you press the button, already take a picture of the person that's right in front. The couple have to be close to each other, so when they press the button of entering a room, before that door is open, already take the picture of the person and register the time they arrive. Okay, so while people will be working in schools, constructions, all these places, remodeling homes, makeover, right, in many communities, the security is going to do what? Check cameras with attention, not to eat. Security will be working really properly. Working. It's a work time. They have to do. Okay, the gates are closed. Nobody comes in. Nobody gets out. So they have to work. So they're going to check cameras over and over with details. And this is very important. The other thing, they are going to be checking other security cameras as well. Why is that? Okay, for example, they work AM in the morning, and the other security couple work PM. They are going to be checking each other cameras. Yes, check each other. Why? For security. For security of the government, security of the organization, security of people that work on that area. This is very important. Okay, and then the security guard is going to do a walkthrough or an assigned work couple, that team leader or not. They're going to check. They're going to check all the rooms, all their classrooms, or check outside. If it's a construction, check every tiny apartment. Soon as the apartment are completed, doors needs to be closed. If they have materials in it, so no one will sleep in construction area or any other place. This is really important. We have to check each area. Checked. Okay. Check. Okay. So they have to check. Close the doors for example, in apartments, close the sliding doors for wind to don't bring more dust, things like that. Very important. The other thing, it's when you start something, complete something. Start and complete. Instead of going all over, oh, you didn't finish this here, didn't finish this there, and already go in another building. Or for schools, clean up, and also for construction, for example, or landfill. So, or even for recycle centers. Okay, today let's talk about recycle center. Today we are doing plastic of this type. Okay, so everyone will walk around, or this week, walk and get and unscrew and take that type of plastic. And then the other day or the other week will be something else. So everyone will be taken. So we need proper videos telling exactly what to do. The same as for construction. Okay, we're not going to have an apartment that's missing this, another apartment's missing that, one building's missing this, one building missing. No. Everyone gonna focus. So while one team is doing flooring on the whole building, the other team gonna be doing installing something else for the whole building. But then the whole building finished, like the floor or plumbing or tiles, or at the end for new furniture or lights or solar panels. So the team, solar panel team or any team, are not going to other buildings if it's still some there. They're going to work together and get everything completed before they go to another building. Same as the school cleanup. So we have the library, we have all these machines, so the machines to take out and things that we won't be using, the same way. You know, we are not going to do something else if the team of the library didn't finish to check every single book. And then they have to bring the new books and catalog everything online and put the tape. That one gonna have the tape of scanning, so we will know. And no children will take books from the school library without authorization, right? So we need those scans, and the alarm will beep if they take out without properly sign them out. So these things very, very important. And for the gardens, the same way. Okay, so first we are going to do this, then we're going to do that, and then this, and that, and that. And it's very important even for schools to have the material needed ahead of time. Everything needs to be ordered a month ahead and needs to have another couple to check those items. Because if the children are there, the students are there to plant, if they don't have something, how are they going to work? Or soil, or mulch, or tools, or seeds. They need everything, right? Okay, so all this is very important. The other things that people can change positions, it's like for gardening, but they work on the same area for the whole 28 weeks. Even that many days they're going to teach grafting, and some other days they can be teaching the how to plant or the spacing or things like that. And also for carpentry at schools, you know, students or also for workers, carpentry, it's another thing. So it's very important to have everything offered, and all these students need to watch their videos for safety before they attend anything, even for the library. Why? And if it's a shelf, it's not properly hooked at the wall or the ground. So we need the team leaders always gonna check for safety before the students or before the workers or the volunteers come to that site. Very important. How they're going to take out the books that all the way on the top. Do we have enough ladders or not? Do we need people can reach, or we need tall people, the small ladders and tall people to grab the books that are not used often, or people that will be changing or installing new ceiling lamps and ceiling fans. Do they have the proper training? For what? For the electricity, for installation, safety items. So it's very important for everyone that is working with safety have another couple checking all the items. So for the organization volunteers that you also listen this and helping me out to make all those lists, check-up lists to place at the PSAP, excuse me. So it's very important for us to have those lists for two people, the person in charge and someone else for safety. the person in charge and someone else for the materials. Check we have everything needed. Okay? All right, that's awesome. We are getting there, my friends. Let's work and help me to build all those videos, please. So you, specialist in each area, please let's make them, get ready. So you can let me know that, we can count on your videos for all these things to guide people and for us to be safe, happy, and get the work done. The use of machines like for carpentry that I was saying, and also for tree trimming, because we can use electric saws for now, and afterwards we're going to have less, but for now we need to trim really, really many trees that are not fruit trees, so we can plant fruit trees, right, for us to eat. So it's very important to have one person checking each machine, see if they're working properly, see if they have proper oil, if their chain is working properly, they have proper ladders, everything. Check each item, if the ladders are dirty with cement or not, if they need cleaning, they need washing, what they need. So it's very important. And another couple comes and gonna check again. Everything for security need two couples of high standards for us to trust that their job gonna be done properly and and be ready on time for when the volunteers arrive. And for every machine of each time, we need people that can focus, young or elders, doesn't matter, but that can focus, because we're not going to have accidents. We're not. We have to be safe. And people that work on these positions need to be answering their test in very fast way, because that's how we know that they are being smart enough and aware enough, that they have their brain working and not just have a great appearance and a great certificate. So all these items are very important. For things that people will use belts, safety belts, because they are in those electric ladders, that they can go up, lift ladders. It's also very important. They're passed. They have to apply with proper ladders, how long they have been doing that, because sometimes it's not how long, it's if they did for 1 or 2 or 4 years. Because sometimes people that did for 20 years, they get their work position, they are not doing it properly, because they are doing for so long, and the owners of that company trust them, but in reality they're not being safe, they are not doing their job properly, as I've seen before. So it does not count. Like people say, I worked 20 years with this, 10 years with that. Does not count. As soon as they have 1, 2, or 4 years, depends on the position, of course, because some that counts. But the main thing, my friends, gonna be those tests. And they also, the online tests, right? Online, and also in person. The day they come in person, they need to be checked by 2 different couples. Why is that? Okay, because we need more people. Instead of having 4 people in the same room talking to them, interviewing them at the same time, no. They pass to one couple and they go to another couple. And they have, some will be the same questions and some will be different questions. Some related to the work in general, rules, guidelines, and some related to safety and experience and, how you did that, and if you see this and that, what you're gonna do, and if this or that happens, what you're gonna do. And we are going to see how fast the person answers that question on their own language, because right now people cannot be thinking, my English is not enough for this. We have to see how people are. And for these tests, they can do it their own language, because that's important. They can even work the whole 28 weeks at their own language as soon as they're studying in other moments, because we have to know some job positions really required a lot of attention, so they can't be thinking in English. Let them think on their own language as soon as they get the job done and be safe at the end of the day. Okay, all these things are very important, my friends. Safety. Thank you so much for all your cooperation. Okay, let's talk about security breaks. Okay, so if the security will have the same time every day, they have to come back and check for those 10 or 20 minutes. They have their breaks, and or have someone else over there while they go for the breaks to make sure nothing pass 10 or 20 minutes before being checked, because we have to check things right there. It's much easier than afterwards check for many hours, because when it's too many people, we have to be following details. And we will have cameras all over. For constructions that do not have solar panels yet, we need cameras with batteries. That's fine, or connected anyhow it's possible for each location. But we need power on those cameras. We need those cameras working right away from the first day on. From the time the land is bared until the end, we need cameras working at all time and checked. So the cameras will be checked if they're working, because if one is missing, they have to know that is missing, need to be replaced right away. If they're broken or something, not working properly, or is the battery, what's the problem? They need to be checked right away. For constructions of apartments and plazas or buildings, for anything, as soon as possible, they will already place the permanent cameras, the strong, very durable cameras, instead of having these movable ones. And it's forbidden for anyone to be touching those cameras if that's not their job. And so when the security guard goes for his lunch break, we have to make sure someone else is watching those cameras, and need to be sustainable, because a security guard can't be checking too many cameras. So this is very important. We need enough money to pay them all, or if they're volunteering, we need enough people to be sustainable. Okay, and because they have to pay attention on their work. Mostly when people are moving around, or places that have too many people, like schools and some work sites. Okay, so now we are going to say a few words about hygiene and food preparation. So everyone needs to follow the perfect instructions for hand washing, nail washing, the wooden boards, the counters, the pans, the floor. Everything needs to be really clean and inspected by someone else. So if you have one person that checks, another couple comes and check again to make sure. We will need some machines. I don't know the name of it, but to go to when have the home inspections for checking germs. So go in the bathroom, go in the kitchen, to guide people. Look, you're not cleaning this properly, you're not cleaning that properly. Bathrooms in schools and all public places. Yes, because people need to get organized and clean with consistency. All the bathrooms, common areas will have a camera. And that is law. So President's please already passed as law, because that's the only way for us to avoid many things. People that don't want to wash their hands, or people that stay in a bathroom doing nothing, or talking, or sitting on the counters, and writing on mirrors, and writing bad words on bathrooms. And it's mandatory for everyone of all ages, right, elementary and up, for any word they see written on the bathroom to make the complaint right away. It's mandatory. Why? Because that's the easy way. Okay, I saw a word. Okay, they check the cameras and right away they find who did it. For now and for millennials of years, we have to do that. But stop these things. So many places and schools, what is that? And some schools never happen. So why is that? Why is that some school has so many bad things written and some never happen? So we will have these wonderful schools that we are talking about, and we need everyone to really follow proper rules and guidance. Mandatory to have the camera, mandatory. Saw something wrong, have to say right away, because it's easier to check the cameras right there. And everyone, every place needs to have people, security guards, that have authorization to check the cameras right away. Being a street camera, being a school camera, a bathroom camera, yes, check. Okay, very important, including the children's PE classes. So they go to individual places to change. They do not change in front of other people. That's very important. They go, change quick, simple things that can have small curtains that do not touch the floor, so they can be washed every 2 months or every 4 months. Don't know about that yet. But it's very important. Children, teens, adults, young adults, not going to change in front of others. They're going to have proper little places to change quick. And also everyone for swimming classes or fun day classes, water game classes, right? Fun days, because if the class deserves, they can do that. But they are going to have those places to change, proper hooks to place their clothes, and then they get out. And cameras on the corridor. Cameras, a person did something wrong, check the cameras right away. Mandatory. As I said, I don't think it's a good thing for us to do any check, like pretend, because then we don't want people to be mess. But this, I need specialists in security to see if that works or not. Because we like tests, we can't be tricking people. I don't think that's a good idea. But let's see, what specialists say, and if it's needed during the 28 weeks or not for us to practice. So let's see. And hopefully we will have wonderful, awesome university teachers present at our conference, because we really need to complete all these handbooks, make all these videos, and do everything that we have been talking about. Have this handbook ready and organized. And if anything, you believe, the ones that are chosen to come, if you believe that we can add right away, we will do. And for everything else, the specialists from different countries, different positions, can let us know by the 25th week, because as we work, we are going also to improve those handbooks. So thank you so much for your attention. And this is a very extensive department, but we have to keep going. Let's go, my friends. The other very important item is people are not going to be crossing streets on their breaks. They're not going to other locations. People that sit too much need to have some walking time as well. So, for example, those security guards that will be checking, right, the computer, so they need also to walk or run. So that's very important for them to have good energy along the whole period or along the whole day, whichever it is. People will eat on their proper exact time. So each location, and I have a type of whistle or something, and different groups will be eating, so we don't need so many tables for everyone. So we have groups eating at the same time, and if needed, the a food truck from the organization will drop off the food, and instead of having everyone going to a restaurant. So it depends on the location and all these details, for safety reasons also, to keep them there. And some places will offer a breakfast, because some countries, they don't have food at home. How are they going to eat breakfast, a proper healthy breakfast, if they don't have food at home? So this is very important for us to offer. So we'll have the sites will offer breakfast, like a fruit snack, right? But the breakfast, 8 or 9, and then again the lunch, and for different teams. So every 25 minutes or every 30 minutes comes another team. So everyone will have up to 25 minutes to get the food and eat and clean up the table, so another team can come. So every 30 minutes. So we will have only very few tables. I think that's the best. For vacation weeks, no one will be traveling out the country or the state during vacation weeks. That's very important. People will stay at their own county. They're not going to other counties or neighbor counties, because this is a security moment. Very important for us to focus, so they can go to their own parks, their own places, at their own counties. That's very important, vacation weeks, okay? And no travels of any type, because we're just having some vacation, because our children need some break too. And maybe even 2 weeks will be sustained instead of having more. But let's see, because on the beginning, soon after the conference, we need all those new presidents, the new governors, to complete their registration, do their tests, because they're going to be leading others. So they have to be really well on those tests and have time to complete everything that's needed, and for the families to rest. So we will need those 4 weeks off. So the first one for this reason, 1 break for the children to enjoy the parents, and also 2 in July. So I think this way will work really well. The food that will be brought to some places, like the new lands, until they have their own kitchens and things like that, will be really, really clean. Really, really clean. To have everything in proper plastic bags or in proper containers, everything closed and sealed, and everything will be brought back to the place that's offering that food, the restaurant or whichever it is, and properly washed, disinfected really well with the proper solution of vinegar or bleach. Depends on the area, because some people are living without toiletries for a long time, and they have high levels of worms and things. So until they eat the worm medicine and be better, so they won't be transmitting things to others, and even learn how to use a proper toilet, it's going to take some days, right? So it's very important for us to be disinfecting everything really properly. And for everyone that needs a mask at their work, they will need a chip of location. It's a chip that some places already have. I don't know if the proper name of it, but it's location chip. So this location chip, because the couples, we need to be protected, right? So people will be using cotton masks, the best as possible, sewn really properly around their nose, so no dust from cement or anything will enter. And can they even be thicker? And people will go outside for fresh air, outside the buildings on proper breaks. But when people have those breaks, everyone needs to have breaks. Why? So the dust, people sweeping or building or mixing cement won't go around. So that's very important. The other thing is for cement that's already on the floor, old cement that comes with the wind. So that's another thing. So the chip locator, I don't know the right name. I looked online, but I couldn't find it. So the security will know exactly where every couple will be, because this little thing that has a sticker at the back will be attached to their helmets, their hard hats, and because they need the mask, but we have to see who is working and where, so they will have the proper locate. At the end of the day, people will leave their hats, their hard hats, with their boots, everything one beside the other in the same room that is a change room, and they go, change their clothes in a proper bathroom, and every Friday they will wash those hats. Every worker, it's forbidden to miss work. Forbidden, cannot miss, because everyone will be healthy to start work, and no one gonna get sick, because everyone will be having positive practices, running, eating healthy. No one gonna get sick. So it's very important, forbidden to miss work or volunteer. Work position, right? Work position, wherever it is, paid or not, because that's a safety for all of us, for the government, for the team work, for the organization. So it's forbidden. And for teams that do not need a hard hat, they will carry the chip on their pockets, and it's forbidden to exchange or do anything else. They will put on their pockets and keep it for the whole day. At the end of the day, they return the chip. Every chip, we're going to have initials. For that, while we have markers, we can put the person's name, first and last name, write it right there at the chip locator. And this will avoid many, many problems, and will be easier for security guard to be checking everyone. It's forbidden to spit or blow the nose in front of other people. If anyone got any problem, they have to go to the bathroom. People do not go to the bathroom by themselves. The couple has to go, and one can wait outside if they don't need to use the bathroom, but they always leave together and come back together. If they have a young adult working with them, that person needs to go with their parents as well every time they go to the bathroom. Bathroom time won't be all the time, because that's not needed. So it depends how much water they need to drink, because some people are going to be working in a hot weather, and it's okay for them to use the bathroom more often during the day. Other than that, we are not going to have people going to the bathroom all the time or by themselves. It's not needed, not sustainable, not positive. Bathrooms of all sorts, of all types for adults, the same way in children and all sites, saw something dirty or the person came to clean, didn't clean properly, report right away. Is mandatory. For adults, they have their cell phones, they send a message to the Peace app, like WhatsApp. They send their voice message, so we are sure that person sent that message, because it's going to be the tone of the voice of that person, not texting. The person going to explain their own voice and send it. And for children, they have to go right away to their teachers or the person in charge, right, that they have at that moment, the teachers, and report right away. Teacher, I saw something like that, the bathroom is dirty. I saw something like that, the bathroom is dirty. Right away, because as I said, that's the only way we can check the cameras right away and take action on it. Payment. So everyone that needs to pay for their own homes will work a lot during these 28 weeks and give the most down payment as possible, because even that at the end of the 28 weeks, all the families of the planet will have the same amount at the bank. That's the idea. People will also need to pay. They can't have just everything for free. So they will be working or volunteering to help for their own house and help for others. But they will also give down payment for their homes. It's very important. Give value to their own work. It's important for everyone. It's also very important for people to be on time. So if they say arrive 5 minutes early, it's arrive 5 minutes early. It's not 20 or an hour. And if they say 10 minutes early, to be there 10 minutes early, because that's important for us to be on time at all times. The other thing is that people that really got sick, of course, they have to miss work, but then they will miss many, many points. Okay, this is very important. Be on time and have consistency along the 28 weeks. For health treatment or for tattoos to take out or for permanent hair removal, all things like that need a few sessions, a few different days, everyone will be going at the same exact time. So if they need an hour, it's an hour. If they need 20 minutes, it's close by, it's 20 minutes. But every day at the same time until the treatment is completed. Because that's very important. People that needs most are going to be taken care first, and soon the other ones, because we cannot treat everyone in 1 week. That's impossible. So we're going to take time to treat everyone and take care of everyone with their needs. But they leave at the same time, they arrive at the same time, and the people, doctors, dentists, and those people with permanent hair removal, going to be taking care of them every day at the same time until treatment is completed. Soon as completed, that person will go to regular work schedule. That's very important. Okay? People working with hazard materials, they also need their videos, security videos, informative videos and security videos, really well done. And hazard materials can be anything from guns, right? They have to recycle and load and recycle properly and round up all these chemicals people use of all sorts, and petroleum based that needs to be taken out completely from those locations, because every country will have a little bit, just for the very few vehicles we will have, the least as possible, not the most as possible. So for many countries we'll have none because they won't be needed. So all petroleum based, all military based, and all chemicals of all sorts needs to be properly handled. Even cleaning chemicals, acids of different types. So all this is very important. They need to pass on the tests and know exactly what they will be doing at all times. And also people sanding old homes, be careful with lead and everything else, electricity, electric cords, and places that are not hygienic needs to be washed well. So it's very important for every single video to have the information and tests, have proper materials, safety materials, and materials for them to work. Okay, it's also important for people that will be working with animal farming to know exactly what they're going to do, and also learn how to do their prayers, and have people that already sign up and have good hearts to do this, because this is a very important work for all animals, wild animals and farm animals. So for farms, we have to be talking to the owners. We need to know exactly where the animals are going afterwards. So if the couple get 4 farms that are nearby, 2 or 4 farms, I think that's every day they're going to be there and do everything is needed. So every day they're going to bring a load a truck full of animals, bring to the gas, kill them. So people are going to have their assignments in each location every day the same until everything is completed on that farm. And in some cases, if the farmers are close, they can visit 4 different farmers. But every day at the same time, they're going to be doing the same exact farm. So we know where they are and what they are doing. So if they go to a farm for 2 hours, another farm for 2 hours, and then they have to do the prayers for the animals, talk to the animals, and of course talk to the owners and do prayers with them, because I know some owners don't care, because that's why they have but they have to be there. It's important for them to feel, the pain that those animals suffer for so many years, and also for them to have more conscience what they did in the past, and for them to help to release those animals. So it's mandatory for the owners and staff to be present, the number of staff needed, because many will be already doing other things, cleaning up the farm and have everything taken off, depends what the farm will be used for, or everything painted and ready for the people that will own, maybe a school or a residential community that will own that farm for agroforestry or for community gardens, because some farms are really close to the cities and will be worth it. So they have to do their prayers, they have to load 1 or 5 or 10, because some farms have thousands of animals, so everything will be really said what they have to do. So how many trucks of animals they have to load every day on each farm. So for example, one farm is really big, 2 hours. Another farm, it is smaller, 1 hour. Another farm is really, really big, 4 hours. How many trucks? Because we are not killing animals with guns and placing them on the ground for them to leak blood for years. We're not doing that. So we are sending those numbers that are assigned by our volunteers, proper numbers of trucks, full of them. How that will be done after the prayers, how that will be done. So it's very important. Get a group of animals, pray for that group, and keep praying for all of them. Very important. And the owners, they're going to be there the whole day doing their proper work, really with kindness and prayers. Very important. Okay. At the end of each farm, that couple needs to do the report. That couple can already be the driver or not. Depends on what's sustained and most positive for each area, because some farms are really, really far away from others and some are nearby. So we have to see that detail too. And everyone working those animals to have them born in humans the best as possible, because right now we can have a few more billion humans on earth. Yes, we can do that, doing everything that we have been saying, and plant our own food and having our own homes. We can do that right now at this time. We can do, because we have many people that still can have babies and still can have children. So guide them for those cities and to born, and talk to those animals and look at their eyes and and embrace them with kindness and songs, beautiful songs and prayers. We are going to put some online. So this is very important for them to get up already in the morning thinking that they're strong, because it's a lot. It's a lot to do. There are thousands, millions of farm animals that needs to be killed and renew life. Let's say like that, renew life. But will be the best we're doing for them and release those animals from suffering. Okay, so this is very important. The other groups for wild animals, the same way. Who will be going? How many we need? Because we're taking the best as possible, all the mammals and animals that are suffering, in different areas, cold regions, hot regions, that are not needed as the list we have. So from cold areas, we have the penguins, we have some birds, right? Let's say some mammals. We have the seals, we have the walruses, we have whales, sharks, dolphins, we have kangaroos, we have hippos, we have so many. So we have a list with many that will be extinct. And crocodiles, goodness, we have to, because it's not the right way of thinking anymore that we need predators and one is connected to another. We need humans. That's what we need, to learn to evolve spiritually and not be, on land. Because some animals are really smart. Yes, they are. But they have one or two great capacities. But the human have many capacities. So we are trying to have most animals as possible already to be born in humans. So we have to guide them to come to earth so they can born. And we will send them also to these parks that I talk about. Is not parks, sorry. Those small lands. We have a name. Excuse me. To send them to those locations close to cities. Come, my friends. The songs I will put in another video. But that is very important for us to clean up our planet, because some animals, goodness, they're not needed, really not needed anymore. So we have more positive animals, and so we're trying to work with the animals the best as possible, even for animals that we still need, of course. And for some that will stay in nature, it's okay, because we can't have, like some people say, we have 8 billion animals on Earth. But from those, it's an estimate on satellite, and some are mammals, some are not, but there is way too many. Okay? So we are working, yes, to end many different types of animals that are not needed and have more humans. Great. The other thing is that for all wild animals who is capable to go, ships, boats, vehicles, different types, radios, what they need to go to those wild locations, land animals, ocean animals, polar animals, desert animals, like the camels. Goodness, we don't need them anymore. Let's release those animals. Let's give them better lives. So all those animals need to be caught the best as possible. And for them to pray and also send them to the best location. How will be the most kind way to kill them and send them to be incinerated? Some of them we cannot, like whales, going to be too hard. But for those that we can, that's what will be used. And for the other ones, we have to figure out how we will do it. We will bury whales. What we're going to do? Because some of them, it's, as I said, they're not needed anymore. I can say that. And we will work the best as possible with all materials, proper training, and everything else we have been saying. So they live very organized. Every team will be really well trained, do their job properly, and come back or in the middle of the day or the end of the day, depending on the teams, what they can do, because some are really far away, right? So we're really efficient and safe at all times. Of course, everyone starting the volunteer teams, the 28 weeks, will already be at their new country. So for those that need those 4 weeks to complete, their cleanup or anything that's needed. But most as possible, people will already travel, clean up their homes quick, 1-2 days, get it done, and go to their new location before the 4 weeks. The best as possible. People will be smart and fast and get it done, because they need to plant food when they get home at the end of the day. So they have, before they start volunteer, they're going to work full time at their own edible gardens. And school students the same way. And at universities, adult education, preschools, we need to plant food before the 28 weeks start. So everyone will have those 4 weeks and study their video, what they will be doing, and planting, studying, planting. And if they arrive to a house that needs fixing, improving, solar panel, that is okay. But they already will be at their new city. So this is very important, with rare exceptions. Because every city will have the city office. So everything will be connected. So if they didn't have time to do one thing or another, get a document or another, if they do at their own county, all the documents from the country they came from will be transferred. And if they just started to learn about the organization work and do not have time to learn more and complete their tasks, it's okay. They will do at their new homes, their new county, at their educational sites for all age groups. And this way will be easier for us to already start with people at their own place. And of course, if they need someone to fix things at the house they just move in, place this, replace that, or fix this, then it's okay. We're going to have proper time for people, maintenance people, and people in charge to do that. When they leave, they're not at home, that's fine. Replace the carpet, place tile, and so on for everything. Okay? And if needed for 2 or 4 weeks while they have any treatment or complete those documentations, these people will be part of teams that will start after or need more assistance as soon as they are ready. That's okay too. The other thing that's also forbidden is for people to go to different locations during their break times. A different store, a different thing. We're not doing that. People go straight to their next location, work or study. They go straight, walking, running, or taking the urban buses. They cannot go in different streets or anything. It's always the same, exactly the same. Why is that? For security reasons. For everyone. So we'll be monitoring everyone and also make sure they go, the same exact route. Very important. People will go with their families to stores on Saturday afternoon if they want to buy something different. The rest is online. People will purchase online. So all these details are important, and please add everything else from other videos that's important for these 28 weeks to be really organized, really efficient, and for us to have sustainable work and also be safe. Okay? All right, so for the volunteers that are helping me to make all these videos, and for the presidents and government leaders that are listening to this right now, please do the best you can to already make into law. So everyone that was sick, obese, overweight, or had too many problems with neighbors, it's mandatory for them to move before the 4 weeks, the family cleanup weeks, family cleanup and garden work. Because as I said, they clean up quick, move, and will plant their gardens at the new location. My friends, my volunteers, my dear presidents and dear families of all countries, thank you so much for your participation, for helping and holding hands for us, for all of us to make this happen. Please do the best you can at home, at work, with government, sharing videos with your government leaders and talking to neighbors, okay? All right. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you so much. And here's Goiana Ferreira bringing those materials for us to examine and have the best as possible for all countries. Thank you so much.